In the last 30 days, we have turned just $1,500 in ad spend into over $9,000 for one of our med spa clinics, and in today's video, I'll show you exactly how we did it. We will cover the ad creatives used, the landing page, the follow-up automations, and everything that you need to know to copy and paste this funnel directly into your practice. If you do not know me, my name is Nathan, and I'm the owner of Nexamed Marketing. We're a med spa only marketing agency that does SEO and lead generation that actually works for your clinic. If you're interested in scaling your practice, go to nexamed.us and schedule a call with our team. The link will be in the description below. With that being said, let's get into the video. So most healthcare practices have a very hard time with lead generation because their current marketing strategy lacks two big things. The first thing is they don't understand how the local market they're about to advertise into actually works. This includes, what is your competition offering? How much are they spending on ads? Is the thing you're about to offer something that your market really wants? Even things like, what time of the year is it, since the holiday season is much more competitive? These are all powerful metrics that you should know and understand before you start running any sort of ads. The second thing is lacking any sort of follow-up system that converts. I've worked with hundreds of med spas, and the number one issue for lead generation is that the front desk does not call the lead fast enough and the lead goes cold. Now that you understand what doesn't work, let's get into the actual campaign. And for context, what I'll be showing you, this is a meta ad for a Dysport campaign we ran for a local clinic in Utah. We ran it from December 4th, 2025 to the time of filming this video, which is January 6th, 2025. They had an ad budget of $1,500 and the initial offer was $3.90 per unit of Dysport for new patients. Now, I understand I briefly went through that, but when developing your own marketing strategy, you need to come up with the offer, the ad spend, the local competition. These are all things that are critical that you should know before even taking the first step into creating your ad campaign. What you are looking at are just some of the ad creatives that we created for this campaign, and the reason that there's so many is that we determined that this specific med spa's location had high competition. So we knew that keeping a high click-through rate would be important for winning that first impression of an interested lead. We want them to click on our advertisement first and then convert them into a sale before they go anywhere else. To keep an extremely high click-through rate, we are competitively A/B testing all of the ad creatives that you see here, and there's about 3 times as many not shown, but you will see later. This is one of the key steps into turning a good marketing campaign into a phenomenal marketing campaign. Something you should also take note of is that these ad creatives are relatively generic by design. There's no confusing fonts. This just goes to show that some crazy hook or some $2,500 video is not needed to drive people in the door. Now, the copy here could be clearer. However, due to a lot of restrictions with Meta, mentioning any sort of prescription medication like Botox or Dysport can and will get your account suspended. They're also in so many different formats like the one you see here versus the one you see here because of different ad placements. So when you're creating an ad, Facebook can place your ads on an Instagram story, which would be a 16:9, the feed, which is a 4:5, and on the landscape ads, which are 9:16. So it's important that you create an ad creative in the 3 different formats for the lowest cost and best placements. A few things that I can personally recommend to increase the quality and usefulness of your ads is very clear fonts. You can see on this ad creative example that the font is very clear and easy to understand. The button is big with a very clear CTA, tap to book. The image shows off what the service will be providing, which is the clear skin. You're selling that lifestyle to them. These are things that you should be trying to think of when you're developing your ad creatives. But now that you've seen the ads and understand what goes into them, let's take a look under the hood and go into the Facebook Ads Manager for this specific Dysport campaign. We are now inside the Facebook Ads Manager, and for today's video, I'm not going to be showing you how to run the ads or even how we specifically ran the ads. I'm rather just showing you the outline that you can use so that you have a better understanding of how to set up a successful campaign, or at least what a successful campaign looks like from the back end. So right now we're inside of the lead generation campaign, and anytime we run ads, we always do a lead generation and a retargeting campaign, which I recommend you do the same as well. As mentioned earlier, there are more ad creatives than than what I initially showed you. We're testing hundreds of ad creatives for this campaign and any other clinic that we have the privilege of working for. But now that you've seen the back end of the ads manager, what are some things that could be holding you back from seeing a successful campaign like this? So if you're having a really hard time with lead generation at your med spa, it may be because whoever is doing your ads or doing your marketing either doesn't specialize in med spa marketing or they don't really understand how complex a med spa campaign, or in actuality it's a patient pipeline, is. This will only be further exacerbated throughout the rest of the video. The second thing that might be holding you back but isn't talked about enough by other agencies is too low of an ad spend budget. Every single clinic that we work with has to have a minimum ad spend budget of $1,500 a month, and this is just so we can drive enough traffic and enough signups to the landing page that we can start to retarget specific people and get a real ROI on the campaign. So if you're spending anything less than $1,500, then I believe you're gonna have a very hard time, simply because Facebook doesn't have enough information on who to present these ad creatives to. And the third and final thing is that pixel that we were just talking about. The pixel is something that you can put on your homepage and thank you page of your landing page, not your website. And this tells Google, hey, someone filled out the form here and made it to the thank you page. We need to show this ad creative to more people like this. What the pixel does is it fine-tunes your ad campaign and makes it easier for you to target people and allows you to run retargeting campaigns to anyone who has maybe clicked on your page but didn't fill out the form. Now that you've seen the inside of the ads manager, it's time to take a look at what happens after the user clicks on the ad creative. What we are looking at now is the landing page, and a landing page is so important that I would say if you do not have one and you are thinking about running ads, don't run ads. It's not going to be worth it. You're not going to make a return on investment. Landing pages are designed to do one thing, and that is make people who click on your ad and have now landed on this page to sign up and give you their information. As you can see, this landing page has a very clear headline right here. It has a form right on the fold. This is what you would want when running a campaign. You want them to be able to sign up, and you don't really want that friction of bringing them to a place where they have to call. We have some images down here for them to look at, answer a lot of their most commonly asked questions, which is in the FAQ down here. We have the physician herself, as well as some reviews. The reason that a landing page is so important is because if you do not have a landing page, where are you sending all of your traffic? If you're sending them to your website, you have to make sure that your website is mobile optimized, that they can't click the about page or the services page, because that defeats the whole point of the lead generation, which is getting them to give you their information and exactly what you're paying for. If you just bring them directly to your website, you could have slow load speeds, which you're now paying for rage clicks because your website didn't load fast enough and people got upset and left. These are all things that you need to think about and understand when you're creating an ad campaign like this, because they really do make or break the entire campaign. That is why with every client that we work with, we develop a custom landing page just like this that they can keep forever. But now that you've seen what the landing page looks like, now it's time to get into the back-end automation, which is arguably the most complex but most important step. So what you are looking at now is the follow-up automation of what happens once they fill out the form on that landing page. So on the landing page, we have a webhook set up, so when the trigger is activated that a new form has been submitted, that data gets sent over here. Simply what we're doing is creating a contact, and then we have a wait condition here. What this wait condition says is if the time of day is before 9 a.m. or after 5 p.m., we need to tell them, hey, we're closed. Well, can we text you a different day? And here is what the SMS looks like. Something I want you to take note of is, but we will call you tomorrow, what time works best. This is a great way to evoke some sort of response from them, which is a part of our micro win strategy of getting them to show us that they're real, that this is a real lead. We also have a trigger link as well as an image that gets sent out with all of the outreach that we do. What you're seeing now is this wait parameter, and once it makes it to 9 a.m. the next day, we'll send them into the regular automation, which we add a tag to them of the Dysport lead, and we split them into a whole bunch of different SMS strategies because we are A/B testing SMS strategies as well. So you can see right here that we have a high contact first name. This is beautiful you Med Spa. Thanks for checking out our $390 a unit Dysport deal. If you would like to book your appointment, click the link below or reply here. And this is a great thing because we also have it set up where if they click on these trigger links, we just continue to send them SMS messages because now at this point we know they're real. And we also send an image with every single person that we send it to for these as well. So there's a different image here versus a different image image here versus a different image here. Every single outreach has a different image that we are testing. And here's the proof. I know a lot of this is going to be blurred out because this is real results, and what that means by real is that these are patients. So there's a lot of PHI here that I just cannot show on the YouTube or anything like that, but you're gonna have to take my word for it, and you can see as we go through this that there's gonna be a lot of proof and a lot of answering coming from this campaign. Let's just go through it. As you can see, this strategy works very well. At $1,500 and with an AOV of $300 to $400, you are looking at a crazy return on investment. And for this specific campaign, we have generated 66 leads. 44 of them have already responded, and we're looking at that number once the entire campaign to be done, if it were to still be 66, to be roughly 55. So almost every single lead that we generate is going to answer us. And from those initial 44 that have answered, 30 of them have already booked an appointment with this specific med spa. So that is a $9,000 revenue stream coming in from $1,500 a month, and a really good marketing strategy. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you need any help with your med spa marketing strategy, go to nexamed.us and schedule a free discovery call with our team. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.